The laugh, you're gonna do that?
I can't do it now. It's terrible. I got to work on that one.
Helen Yee here at Aris Sports Medicine, being joined by the one and only, the killer gorilla and one of the top middleweights, Mr. Jared Cannonier. Always great to see you. And I heard that you may be challenged by the Schmo, right? You guys are going to do some training.
Absolutely. The Schmo says he can do anything I can do better. And I say, I'm welcome to the challenge. I welcome the challenge.
Hey, don't tell him this, but don't take it easy on him, okay?
Okay, I won't. I don't plan on doing that anyway.
Yeah, especially not on the 50 calories. Or I heard you really like one called the Rut Row.
Yeah, I like to do a workout called Rut Rows. It has a history, you know. It used to be really hard for me. So whenever Al would have me do them, I'd be like, oh, Rut Row, Raggy. My Scooby-Doo is terrible, but I'm going to get that laugh down. So whenever he says do some Rut Rows, I'm going to be like,
That's awesome. And I know you've been training here for about 4 years too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, about 5 years. I've come here ever since a little bit before my fight with Anderson Silva. Was that 2018? No, that was 2019. Yeah. Yeah. So about 4 years. I've been coming here since then, and it's been paying off big time.
Definitely. And speaking of paying off big time, obviously you are in the main event about a month away, June 17th, against Marvin Vettori. He just fought Roman Dolidze. What did you make of his performance in that fight?
I think he weathered the storm of Dolidze trying to be the bigger fighter. You know, his defenses looked good. His composure, he kept his composure. He turned it up, you know, when in certain times and stuff. It was a very good match. It was a closely contested match, but I think he handled it like a pro.
And now we know you are nicknamed the Killer Gorilla. So when you visualize your fight against Marvin, how do you see it playing out?
Well, I'm definitely going for the finish. But I want to be a little bit more, what's the word? Not as obvious, because Dolidze was pretty obvious with that right hand of his. So I want to be very unpredictable. You know, I want the finish. I don't care if it's a knockout. I don't care if it's a submission. If I cut his face up and the ref says stop it, I'll be happy with that too. But I want to finish him. He hasn't been finished in the UFC or in his career as far as I know. So I want to be the first to break that cherry.
The first and the one and only, right? And last month at UFC 287, Israel, he fought Alex Pereira. Were you surprised by his performance against Alex?
Absolutely not. Both of those guys are very effective fighters, you know. And Izzy finished him this time the same way he almost finished him the first time in that first round of their first fight. So I think he made some really good adjustments in there. Really prepared for Pereira to be putting the heat on him, and he came out on top. You know, it was a beautiful performance. It was a beautiful counter that he hit him with. It was scary seeing Pereira open up on him against the fence like that again. I was like, ooh, what's gonna happen here? And he was moving his head just like last time and caught him with that. He caught him with what? Jab, a straight was it right cross? Straight cross he hit him with and knocked him down and finished him off. So it was very exciting. I was over at some friend's house, and it was fun to watch happen. I was happy for him. You know what I'm saying? He did very well. I liked his post-fight interview. I love what he did. I love the little get back he got at Alex's kid. You know, I thought that was perfect. I would have did something similar, if not the same thing, you know. So I thought that was cool. You know, it was a classic style bender performance, you know. And but at the same time, hats off to both of those competitors. They're going to be at the top of whatever Izzy at the top of the middleweight until he meets me again, and Pereira at the top of 205 unless I go up there again.
Hey, exactly. And that leads me to my next question, where I was going to ask you, how do you think that Alex would do at 205? I mean, he's fought and won at 205 in glory, but now how do you think he'll do here in MMA and the UFC? And obviously you fought at that weight before too.
Mm-hmm. I think he'll do fine. You know, again, he's a big striker. You know, he's already a big guy. and with his strike, with that size, that stature, and striking, you know, as long as he's ready to fend off a grappler, because you know that's what they're going to be trying to do, grapple him. But as long as he's good enough to fend off those grapplers, I think he's going to do some damage at light heavyweight.
Do you think he could be light heavyweight champion in the future?
Oh, he absolutely could. You know, but Jamal Hills is a dog up there, and he's willing. It's some killers up there. You know, Yuri is up there, but Jamal Hill being the champ, you know, I think he's shown the world a lot with his abilities in the octagon. So I think it's going to be hard for Alex to take it away from him. And I think the challenges that people will present to Jamal, he'd be more than happy to rise above and squash him. So it'd be exciting to see how things play out in that division.
Definitely. And I know all the fans are excited for your fight. And a month after your fight will be Robert Whittaker. He's fighting Dricus Du Plessis. Dana has said that the winner of that fight could potentially be fighting Izzy next. So who do you think wins that fight?
Well, it'll be hard to bet against Robert. You know, he's such a good fighter. He's been at the top of this division for so long, and he's definitely getting better. So, which is hard to do when you're at the top of your game like that. I think Du Plessis is going to have to come and get him, and I think that may play right into Robert's hands. He's a very crafty, just a crafty fighter. You know, he's able to make adjustments on the fly. He's very good at countering fighters. So if Dricus comes with that pressure, he may meet Robert in the middle. You know, he may meet the Reaper, as they say, right? But Dricus is a buzzsaw too. You know, if he goes and if Robert slows down, and Dricus feels that, Dricus will probably speed up, even if he is tired. So the guy's a buzzsaw, and we got a few buzzsaws in the gym, and I know what it's like to stand up in front of them, and it is an experience, to say the least. So how will that fight play out? Who knows? But I would put my money on Robert.
And you did just mention to me how Izzy, you see him being champ until you fight him again. So ideally, in a perfect situation, what does this next year look like for you?
This year, 2023?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I win this next fight, and I'm calling out the champ, you know? And if they don't want to give me the champ, if I wouldn't want to have to wait until, another 5 months after. Well, shit, man. If I'd have to wait for, I guess it'd be more of for me, I'm thinking it's more of a race to the title fight between me and Marvin, Robert and Dricus. I think if I have just an outstanding performance, stop the unstoppable, and then Robert goes out there and gets a decision, or Dricus gets. If Dricus wins, I think they're going to give him the title because there's a lot of juiciness in that. But it doesn't matter. I want the title fight, or the person's going to give me to the title fight. So, yeah, that's what I want.
And I'm sure all the fans could agree with that as well. And lastly, I know you love your crystals. So do you have any new ones to the collection lately?
Just some more pyrite. Pyrite and copper, you know. So nothing new, nothing fancy. But yeah, I'm still dabbling with my stones. I still crystal counselors out there. If you guys want some good stones, holler at my people. Holler at Joe and Vinny at Crystal Council. They're located in Vegas now, so they're close to all of us fight fans. But yeah, pyrite for luck, protection, prosperity, and all that good stuff.
And for all your fans who can't wait to watch you return to the Octagon June 17th, what would you like to let them know?
I'm back at it again, finally, 6 months after my last fight. It's been a long wait, but it hasn't been time wasted. I've been in the gym, chipping away, creating the most perfectly sculpted animal you guys are going to see July 17th. I'm ready to get my hands on somebody. It doesn't matter who. It just happens to be Marvin this time. I'm glad it's Marvin, a high-rank opponent who's going to bring the fight. And let's hope he brings the fight and not tries to not get knocked out like a lot of my previous opponents have. So we'll see what happens. But either way, no matter what he wants to do, no matter what he tries to do, I'm going to have answers for it. And I'm going to answer with some good answers.